Good morning, boys and girls. Do you ever remember going to your grandmother's house or maybe your aunt or your great aunt, and there was always something special that you did when you got there? These two little girls have special memories at their Aunt Flossie's house. I think you're going to like this book. It's called Aunt Flossie's Hats and Crab Cakes Later. On Sunday afternoons, Sarah and I go to see Great Aunt Flossie. Sarah and I love Aunt Flossie's house. It's full of stuff and things, books and pictures and lamps and pillows, plates and trays and old dried flowers and boxes and boxes and boxes of hats. On Sunday afternoon, when Sarah and I go to see Aunt Flossie, she says, "Come in, Susan. Come in, Sarah. Have some tea. Have some cookies. Later, we can have some crab cakes." We sip our tea and eat our cookies, and then Aunt Flossie lets us look at her hat boxes. We pick out hats and try them on. Aunt Flossie says they're her memories, and each hat has a story. Hats, 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 hats. A stiff black one with bright red ribbons, a soft brown one with silver buttons, thin floppy hats that hide our eyes, green or pink or blue or purple. Some have fur and some have feathers. Look, this hat is just one smooth, soft rose. But there's one with 1,000,000,000 flowers. Aunt Flossie has so many hats. On Sunday afternoon, I pick out a winter hat, sort of green maybe. Aunt Flossie thought a minute. Aunt Flossie always thinks a minute before she starts a hat story. Then she sniffed the woolly hat. "Just a little smoky smell now," she said. Sarah and I sniffed the hat too. "Smoky smell, Aunt Flossie?" "The big fire," Aunt Flossie said. "The big fire in Baltimore. Everything smelled of smoke for miles around, for days and days. Big fire. Didn't come near our house on Center Street, but we could hear fire engines racing down St. Paul. Horses' hooves clattering, bells, whistles. Your great-grandma and I couldn't sleep. We grabbed our coats and hats and ran outside. Worried about Uncle Jimmy's grocery store. Worried about terrapins and crabs. Big fire in Baltimore." Aunt Flossie closed her eyes. I think she was seeing a long time ago. I wondered about crab cakes. Did they have crab cakes way back then? Then Sarah sniffed Aunt Flossie's hat. "No more smoky smell," she said. But I thought I could smell some, just a little. Then Sarah tried a different hat. Dark, dark blue with a red feather. "This one, Aunt Flossie, this one." Aunt Flossie closed her eyes and thought a minute. Oh my, yes, my. What an exciting day. We waited, Sarah and I. "What happened, Aunt Flossie?" "Big parade in Baltimore." "Ooh, parade," said Sarah. "We love parades." "I made that hat," Aunt Flossie said, "to wear to watch that big parade. Buglers bugling, drummers drumming, flags flying everywhere. The boys, soldiers, you know, back from France, marching up Charles Street. Proud, everyone was cheering, everyone was shouting. The Great War was over. The Great War was over." Let's have a parade, I said. Sarah put on the dark blue hat. I put on a red one with a flurry pom-pom. We marched around Aunt Flossie's house. March with us, Aunt Flossie, I called. But she was closing her eyes. She was seeing long ago. Maybe she's dreaming about crab cakes, Sarah said. Then we looked in the very special box. Look, Aunt Flossie, here's your special hat. It was the big straw hat with the pink and yellow flowers and the green velvet ribbon. Aunt Flossie's best Sunday hat. It's our favorite story because we are in the story and we can help Aunt Flossie tell it. Aunt Flossie smiled. One Sunday afternoon, she said, we were going out for crab cakes. Sarah and Susan and Mommy and Daddy, I said. And Aunt Flossie, said Sarah. Aunt Flossie nodded. We were walking by the water and the wind came. Let me tell it, I said. The wind came and blew away your favorite best Sunday hat. My favorite best Sunday hat, said Aunt Flossie. It landed in the water. It was funny, said Sarah. I didn't think so, said Aunt Flossie. And Daddy tried to reach it, I said, but he slid down in the mud. Daddy looked really surprised and everybody laughed. He couldn't rescue my favorite best Sunday hat, said Aunt Flossie. And Mommy got a stick and leaned far out. She almost fell in, but she couldn't reach it either. The water rippled, and your favorite best Sunday hat just floated like a boat. Look at her, Daddy. Oh, he slid down in the mud. Now comes the best part, and I'll tell it, said Sarah. A big brown dog came. It was walking with a boy. May we help you? The boy asked. My dog Gretchen can get it. The boy threw a small stone, and it landed in Aunt Flossie's hat. Fetch, Gretchen, fetch. Fetch, Gretchen, fetch. Gretchen jumped into the water, and she swam. She swam, and she got it. Hooray for Gretchen! We all jumped up and down. Hooray for Aunt Flossie's hat! It was very, very wet, said Aunt Flossie. But it dried out just fine, almost just like new. My favorite, best Sunday hat. I like that story, I said. So do I, said Sarah. And I liked what happened next. We got to get crab cakes. Crab cakes, said Aunt Flossie. What a wonderful idea. Sarah, Susan, telephone your parents. We'll go get some crab cakes right now. I like crab cakes too. I think Sarah and I will always agree about one thing. Nothing in the whole world tastes as good as crab cakes. But crab cakes taste better after Aunt Flossie's stories.
She's wearing the hat.
And she's wearing the hat. Her favorite best Sunday hat. Y'all, isn't that just the sweetest story? It makes me think about going to my grandmother's house and my great aunt's house and just special things, you know, little special things that we would do there. And I bet you have special things that you do when you go to certain people's houses, like maybe favorite books that you look at or things at their house. Think about that the next time that you go. And come and see us in the library. Happy Friday.